You've probably heard it. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Yeah? Well, what if skipping it could heal your body, clear your mind, and even align your energy? Today we're diving into intermittent fasting, what it actually is, what science and tradition say about it, and whether it's just another wellness trend or something far deeper. Spoiler, it's both. Let's bust some myths. Let's start with the big one. Skipping meals is dangerous. Well, not quite. What's dangerous is mindless eating, not strategic fasting. Another one? You lose muscle. Also not quite. In fact, fasting can increase growth hormone and preserve muscles, especially if you are moving your body. Although, let's be honest, if your idea of moving is scrolling TikTok with one finger, maybe let's not skip too many meals just yet. Then we have the classic, fasting slows metabolism. Actually, short-term fasting often boosts metabolism and improves insulin sensitivity. So if you've been taught that eating constantly keeps your engine running, it might be time to update that engine. We're not lawn mowers. We don't need constant refueling. So what is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting isn't a diet. It's not about what you eat, it's about when. It's the practice of cycling between periods of eating and periods of not eating, intentionally. And here's the thing, you already do it, every night. That's why we call the first meal of the day breakfast. So intermittent fasting just extends that natural fasting window, giving your body more time to rest, repair, and rebalance. And no, it doesn't mean you need to become a monk or survive on air and willpower. We're just talking a few extra hours of not eating. There are a few common ways people practice it. There's the 16-8 method, so you fast for 16 hours, eat within an 8-hour window. This is the most popular one. Then you have the 5-2 method. You eat normally for 5 days, then restrict calories for 2. And then you have the OMAD, which means 1 meal a day. This one is powerful, but not for beginners. Also, not for people who get hangry. You've been warned. 24-hour fasts, alternate day fasting, and dry fasts are also out there. But they're more intense and need a bit more experience. And maybe some backup snacks, just in case. Ultimately, the goal isn't to punish your body, it's to support it. So if you want to try, pick what feels sustainable. And don't worry, you're not failing if you eat a grape before noon. What's interesting is that fasting isn't new. Every major spiritual tradition has used fasting as a path to clarity and purification. Muslims fast during Ramadan, Christians have Lent, Buddhists fast during retreats, and Hindus, they fast frequently on Ekadashis, full moons, Navratri, and specific days for different deities. Even ancient Greek philosophers like Plato and Pythagoras fasted before deep thinking. Because nothing says, I'm ready to unlock some cosmic truth like an empty stomach and a full moon. But here's the twist. They weren't just fasting for spiritual brownie points. Many of these traditions likely entreated the health benefits of giving the body time to reset, long before modern science caught up. The wisdom was already there. We're just remembering it. So what happens when you fast? Well, the insulin levels drop, which tells your body to start burning fat. Ketosis kicks in. You start using fat instead of sugar for fuel. Autophagy activates. Your cells start Marie Kondoing themselves. Human growth hormone spikes, which is great for muscle maintenance and regeneration. Inflammation decreases, which helps with healing and recovery. Some studies even suggest benefits for blood pressure, heart health, brain function, longevity. It's like your body goes like, finally a break, let's clean up this place. Now let's go a little bit deeper. Many people report feeling mentally clearer, emotionally lighter, spiritually more in tune. When your digestive system isn't constantly working, energy is freed up for awareness, intuition, creativity. So fasting isn't just a physical reset, it's an energetic recalibration. You stop consuming so much from the outside and you start hearing the inside again. Some people even say they feel more themselves during a fast. Less noise, more signal. Here are a few things that might surprise you about intermittent fasting. First, fasting can improve your gut microbiome. Second, mild hunger can actually sharpen your focus. Third, women and men respond differently, so ladies, go gentle. Fourth, you can fast without feeling miserable, especially if you're already eating real, unprocessed foods. And lastly, most hunter-gatherers didn't eat 3 meals a day plus 2 snacks. That's a modern luxury, or modern madness, depending on how you look at it. Now, just to keep it honest, I've tried intermittent fasting myself a few times, but I'm not always consistent. It's mostly helped with weight loss, which is great, except that as soon as I start slimming down, people start looking at me like I'm sick or something. They're like, "Are you okay? Is something wrong?" Yes, something's wrong. I stop inhaling croissants every morning. But in all seriousness, I do notice this when I fast. I feel lighter, mentally clearer, less reactive, and more in flow. I keep coming back to it once in a while. Not rigidly, but intuitively. So I'm not here to preach it as a miracle, but I can say it's a tool worth exploring. Okay, before you run off and skip 3 meals, intermittent fasting is powerful but not perfect for everyone. Here are some possible downsides. Headaches or fatigue when starting, especially if your diet's lacking in minerals. Hormonal disruptions if it's overdone, especially in women. It can trigger food obsessions or binge cycles in some people. And it's not ideal if you're underweight, pregnant, or have conditions like adrenal fatigue or eating disorders. Fasting is not about willpower, it's about listening to your body, not bullying it into submission. Also, some people just don't shift into ketosis mode very easily. So if your body is like fat or fuel, never heard of it, then you'll want to go in slowly. If you fall into any of these categories like pregnant or breastfeeding, have blood sugar instability or recovering from an eating disorder, have thyroid or adrenal imbalances, if you're taking medication that requires food, then by all means talk to a qualified practitioner before diving in. Or just start light, like try 12-12 fasting and see how you feel. Remember, your body has wisdom. Respect it. So is intermittent fasting a trend? Maybe, but it's also a return to trusting that less can be more, that healing doesn't always come from adding, but sometimes from pausing. You don't need to follow a rigid protocol. In fact, you probably don't even need fasting if you're already living a healthy lifestyle. Intermittent fasting is more helpful for those of us who, let's say, haven't been giving our bodies the royal treatment lately. And if you do want to give it a shot, start small, stay curious, and most of all, tune in. Your body knows.